Hello, and welcome to another episode of Digressing and Side Questing. This one's a little special because, one, we're not in our usual spot. It's actually directly behind the camera. We're over here at the kids' table where my kids usually have their drawing stuff laid out, but I've cleaned it off for this video specifically. But I've showed you guys back at the 1st of January and end of December, kind of, all the Christmas presents that I gave to people. Well, this is going to show off some of the stuff that I got for Christmas. Starting off with the one you probably see way before you see this video. And this is a new Chuck set. Now, the wife asked me specifically what I wanted for Christmas. I half jokingly told her I could use a new Chuck set. So she went full force with it, and I said it's a 4-inch, 4-jaw, self-steering wood lathe chuck from Define. And I'm hoping that the way this chuck is set up, I can get a better grip on some of my smaller pieces when I turn them. If that's not doable, I also got this pin turning set, which I think will go big enough to allow me to get my square blanks in there better for when I do my ornaments or my smaller turns. And then you have your box standard 4-jaw clamp or grip chuck. So that's pretty much what I mainly use on the other set I have. And like I said, there's a smaller, more pin turning setup here. And lastly, a bit of a wild card, because I've never been able to get these to do what I want them to do. But where is a bowl I can easily grab? Essentially, you put these onto your chuck, and then you use these rubber stoppers to grip the bowl from the other side, and that allows you to carve out the recess of the bowl. I've never had luck with these. I don't know whether I get the wall too thin or I put too much pressure on it, but they either fly off or they split the wood. So this is probably one of the things I use very sparingly and only when I know I can get away with it. But other than that, in here there's a couple of these worm screws, which again is something I very rarely use. The last episode, or the 26th episode of Roll for Woodworking, where we did the maple ornament with the big crevice in it that we ended up failing, that's the first time I've successfully used a worm screw on the lathe. So maybe going forward I can try to work with that a little bit more and see what I can work with there. But hopefully this new chuck will fit on my lathe without the adapter that the old one has. Hopefully it'll just screw right on and I won't have to use that adapter, because I think that adapter on the other chuck, it lets it unscrew just slightly when I'm turning. I don't know how well it shows up on the videos. There are several times where it'll start to slowly back itself off if I don't have the tailstock on it. And that makes me have to stop, reset it, and it slows me down a little bit, but I've gotten so used to it that I can kind of catch it faster now. But hopefully, with this new set, that all will work out fine. I'm getting ready to test it out. Like I said, you guys will see this in action long before this video, because I'm currently working on the 27th episode of Roll for Woodworking, and this video will come out in between episode 29 and 30. So I still got like 3 or 4 weeks before this video goes out. So hopefully by then I'll get all the kinks worked out and know exactly how to use this. So that being said, that was for my lovely wife. Like I said, I thanked her immensely for that, even though I kind of jokingly told her to get me that. This, however, monstrosity, my mother asked me if I could use something like this. I don't know if you can actually see it in camera frame, not really. But this is a Creality Falcon, a 10-watt CR laser Falcon. So, I'm assuming this is right side up. Hopefully I can get this open without too much problems. But essentially, this is something I'm going to have to play on and off with for probably the next month or so to get everything how I need to get it. But this is essentially a CNC laser, more or less. And eventually, I hope to get it set up. Either I'll have to have some sort of don't want to get off my finger. Have some sort of system where I can take this and just hook it onto the wall when I'm not in needing it. Then whenever I need it, I can move off the kids' drawing table and use it here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to move the drawing table over, find something different to do with the arts and crafts storage I have over behind the camera this way, and then put a table there that fits this. Again, it's going to take me a month or two until I figure this out entirely. So, let's see what we got under here. Oh, wait, nope, don't do that just yet. Wait, nope, there we go. But essentially, it's a CNC laser engraver. And I believe nothing in there. Okay. Just a little extra padding for the packaging. But, ooh, got some stickers! Everyone loves stickers, right? Is this the booklet? No, that's a test piece of wood. Here's the booklet. Yeah, it's a Creality Falcon 10-watt upgrade package. And I believe this will basically just tell me all the different stuff. I'll have to go through and read this later. But from everything I've seen online when I was looking this up, because my mom asked me about this before Christmas, and I kind of did a little bit of research without diving too deep into it. But it's got a honeycomb workbench put underneath it so you don't burn through the table you're sitting on. Power supply, laser module, the principal part, multi-level fixed focus block, card reader, Type-C data cable, dust-free cloth. This is a piece of basswood apparently, or two pieces of basswood that are about 2 millimeters thick. I believe when I was doing research on this beforehand, this thing can cut through a total of 10 millimeters, I want to say. Don't quote me on that. There's all the specs. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of trial and error and playing with this before I get a handle on it for sure. So hopefully, yeah, then it just goes into different languages there. Hopefully I can get this squared away within the next month or two, probably before episode 30 of Roll for Woodworking, because eventually I'd like to figure out a way to set this up off of the table itself high enough to where I could fit a bowl or something under it, and then instead of just doing my handwriting stuff on my wood pieces, go ahead and burn my logo into it. Maybe that's one option I thought of. A couple other things, if I want to start getting into cutting boards or customizable like coasters, platters, even going as far as like the drinking cups, I've been slowly getting more of. Like I said, I'm trying to expand my horizon here, and maybe even get to a point where if I get like a resaw bandsaw where I can make smaller pieces of wood, then maybe I can do those finger boxes for like little craft fair items. Something I could just set up, hit go, and as I'm doing something else, it's going in the background. So hopefully that makes sense. I didn't just rattle on a bunch of stuff and it makes zero sense. But yeah, this is going to be a whole beast in itself, learning. I'm probably going to spare you a lot of that. I might record some of it, I might not, as I go through it. But for the time being, I'm going to box this thing back up and get back to recording my episode 27. Now that I've got the chuck and laser showed off. But yeah, until next time, hopefully you'll see this in action sooner rather than later. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're excited for the laser specifically, but also what this might bring to us. But yeah, let me know what you think. Make sure you give the video a like, share around to your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.